demons come to light, and your mind is not your own. Lonely is the night when there's no one left to call. You feel the time is right, say the writing's on the wall. Yeah. It's a
This is In the Know for Friday, June 12, the 164th day of 2020. There are 202 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast, Facebook Watch, YouTube Live, Periscope, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We will also have the water cooler question. It will be your chance to prove you're the smartest person in the office. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Well, I'm okay. I'm doing something new today.
Trying to protect that hairdo?
Yes.
Yesterday was your hair
I waited
day.
3 months and 4 inches
to
get my yes.
Well, that's a large number.
And I'm proud of it.
You
I'm like,
it looks good. Back to something closer to your God-given
closer to
color.
natural. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. From the time we got married, your hair was dark, and then you
Yes.
gradually kept getting lighter and lighter. And so
Yep.
this is almost a flip the script, so to speak,
Yeah.
back to closing in on 8 or 9 years ago or so. So anyway, looks good. She
Well,
got you.
thank you.
She got you taken care of. It was well
He
worth the
knew
wait.
what I wanted.
It's Friday. She is the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the Professional Bargain Hunters Woman of the Year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey, here we go.
Holy Ghost, Holy Ghost, Big Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory, Pentecostal, fire and brimstone, Mission Temple fireworks stand.
How's Misty?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm troubled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You got the clean bill of health a couple of days ago after you went and got your thoughts probed on your COVID test, or at least your sinus passages cleared out. And so you were walking on air yesterday thinking, hey, I don't have the Rona.
Right.
Then old men may be hit harder by the Rona, scientists fear.
I heard that this morning. I said a little prayer for you.
So we
Oh,
went
dear.
from you, and okay,
Now it's
you
you.
were in timeout for a couple of days, and now it's really shifted over to me, and I'm afraid. So the more Mr. Clean that you are, the more dangerous that it might be if you get the Rona. So
Isn't that so weird?
it
right?
is weird. I don't
What?
think
I
that
don't-
it. By the way, to be clear,
don't think there's-
I'm saying it in jest, but I do want to be clear that they are saying that you may have a harder time fighting it off if you get it. I don't think your hair serves as a filtration system to keep you from getting it. I think it's just a matter of if you do get it, you might have a little more trouble. In the battle is what I exactly. Bald men everywhere
why.
were say what?
Yeah.
Warmer day ahead today than yesterday, but low humidity remains, so that's the good news. Next several days cooler than normal and mainly dry. Late next week, heat will start to build as the 90s return late. Hopefully as late as possible in the week. Today will be slightly warmer, highs in the mid to upper 80s, but mostly sunny skies, lower humidity will remain. We could see a front pushing through the region overnight tomorrow night, which may trigger a few showers late tomorrow into early Sunday. Mostly sunny, 88 today, mostly clear, 60 tonight, mostly sunny, and 79 tomorrow. When you can get a day in June and the high stays in the 70s and no rain chance,
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Good. Going to be a nice day tomorrow. Last night was the second consecutive night of peaceful protests in Litchfield. I don't know that they were completely different groups, but they were different, at least programs. And you may have watched it on K105 Digital Productions. It was a kind of a well-organized event, had several speakers. I thought that it was I thought it was a great move by organizers, and it was a great move by Pastor Wayne Clemens to be there to begin the event with prayer and praying for peace and praying for open hearts and praying for God to be present and praying for the love of Christ to be shared. And I thought that it set the tone for the overall feeling of the event. And I also want to give credit to the sheriff and the chief of police for their presence and just being there to say, we're here. If there's anything we can do, keeping traffic moving, or that's kind of been the goal, is to be visible, but be, to not be the focal point of the event the last two nights. But perhaps the big event from last night was kind of an icon of the civil rights movement from the 60s. Charles Neblett, who is 79, he's from Russellville. He and his wife, Marvinia, and grandson all spoke. He was part of the Freedom Singers and was in Washington the day of Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech.
Wow.
And so he spoke and really praised the young people that were there and impacting change. So that was it was good. Again, we saw yesterday someone who didn't completely understand maybe what the protests were about, or at least the points that were trying to be made by the protesters, coming and engaging in an impassioned way about, there's this conflict about a lot of white people hear Black Lives Matter and they immediately react and say all lives matter. And I think it's and to be fair to those that say that, I once was that way as well, because I sort of operated from the point of all lives do matter. And that's true. All lives do matter. The unborn matters, all skin color, all of them matter. Mm-hmm. But for those of us who are Caucasian to dismiss the Black Lives Matter sentiment, we're sort of missing the point of what's being said. And so I understand when you immediately respond to that. My life matters too. Yes, you're right, it does. Mm-hmm. But for way too long, there have been certain lives in our country who have been of a lesser value, and they have mattered less. And it's a precarious position. You can't just call a timeout and then wipe the slate clean and say, okay, everybody's equal starting now. You would like to be able to do that, but it's impossible to do.
I wonder if in the very beginning of the Black Lives Matter movement, had they added 2 on the end, Black Lives Matter 2.
Maybe.
If it would have changed the perception, because we all heard that and went, so you're saying our white lives no longer matter? Our Asian lives no longer matter? What are you saying? And we were... that's the first impression by many people who hear that. Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you, because after having multiple conversations with African Americans who have helped me understand that we're not saying that, they say to me, we're not saying all lives don't matter. In fact, we believe we do. We're just saying that Black lives are in danger and our lives matter too.
They have been valued less.
They have been valued less.
That's right.
Sort of mistreated.
So it made me understand that was the perspective of the message. It wasn't saying, hey, you no longer matter. We want to matter more than you do. Because too long it's been the other way. So I think that would have clarified some of what the intentions were.
Agreed. And it became a divisive statement when the Black Lives Matter became a dividing line. Mm-hmm. 4 and 5 years ago, and so you had to get on one line or the other, or seemingly you had to get on one line or the other, and a lot of people said, "Well, all lives matter," and they do. And here's one thing I would challenge you on: there are many of us who firmly believe that all lives matter, and that is true. But you're being a little tone deaf if that's your retort. But here's what I want you to do. You can sit here in your Caucasian space, right? Like as I do. But please know that there are people to your left and to your right that don't think that Black Lives Matter. And so this is an agreement that all of them do, but to allow all of them to means you have to bring all of them in under the same umbrella. So I'm not saying you have a problem acknowledging that Black lives and all lives matter, but I'm saying you have neighbors that don't agree with that sentiment. And all you got to do is troll through the comment section of some of these productions. And when I do, and I haven't spent a lot of time there, but just last evening in watching our coverage, I will tell you that my assessment of our community has been spot on all week. And it's troublesome. So it requires people like us. I don't like to have to keep talking about it, but it requires people like us that people do listen to and at least acknowledge, okay, well, there's a school of thought. It requires us talking about it in order to make it part of the conversation to hopefully improve the lives of everyone.
I would encourage you. I would really encourage you. In fact, this is a class I signed up for 6-8 months ago, diversity in the workforce. So my diversity and management class started June 1st. So I was reading through some of the theories and things during breaks this morning. And, and the number one thing that it's recommending, which is exactly what has helped me understand the message better, is sit down and have a conversation that is that is diverse from you. It may be in skin color, it may be in gender, it could be in age, it could be, think about how we talk about sit at the feet of our elders, because that's where we find our wisdom. Sit and have conversations with your neighbors who are different than you. Even if it's just men and women, listen to our stories and how life has been for us, for everyone. And when I've had those conversations is when I've been able to expand my thinking to say, I understand that. And listen, I grew up in Grayson County when we were predominantly white. We've seen an influx of diverse, different diversity coming in, and Hispanics and Asians and African Americans coming to live in our community. So it looks very different than it did when I grew up. But the culture here, we didn't have access to be able to have those conversations to very many African American people.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would encourage you, if you're really struggling with what we're saying right now, find someone that's different than you and have the conversation today. And listen, the gentleman in the Trump shirt that came up and had the conversation with them last night, I didn't get to hear all of it, but what I did hear, kudos to him for having the guts to come up and say, I want to have a conversation with you.
Right. Yeah. And brassy to wear the shirt.
Yes.
So the shirt in ways leads people to think, okay, which way is this going to go? Yeah. But then I think it proved to a lot of people that were there is that not everyone who might be a supporter of the president necessarily agrees with the radical, with radical points of view. And so again, that little thing, that microcosm, those are the conversations that Misty's talking about.
Yeah.
Take the time to have a conversation with someone who's from a different path, a different socioeconomic strata, a different gender, a different ethnic group, a different religion, just politically different. Mm-hmm. And listen, we don't listen enough anymore. We just like to perpetuate the things that we believe or our points of view all the time. And hey, guilty as charged, right? I try and do I try and do better. I try and stay neutral on things, especially here in this space, because there are people on both sides of both issues. So I try to remain open-minded, but it starts with having a conversation. Until
God did two things in my life that really helped me. He put me at Saving Hope Charities to work with women who were in dire poverty. I grew up in poverty, but it was a different type of poverty than what they were growing up in. And I was really, my eyes were open to so many different things that they battle. And then we had my brother-in-law be married into our family, who is African American, and my niece is biracial. And having access to him and his family and spending time with them has again moved me into a deeper place of understanding different walks of lives. And I'm just asking you, if you're mad at me right now or mad about this conversation, I ask you before you say anything, go find somebody and have a conversation that is different. Just ask them how it works for them. Mm-hmm. Because life doesn't work for everybody like it does for you.
Right. The Jefferson Davis statue in the Capitol Rotunda is short-lived, I have a feeling. The governor has asked for a special meeting of the Historic Properties Advisory Commission He said he expects its members to vote today in favor of moving the statue. Do you know why he expects them to vote to remove the statue? Misty, you saw the photograph last night that Daniel DeRochers tweeted out. They have already gone through and built a support system underneath the rotunda floor. They've put those jacks in there to support the floor, that when they do roll that statue across the floor, it doesn't fall down into the vending machine area that is underneath it. So that photo, that they have taken a proactive step to be ready. Yeah. So I'm telling you, the vote is just a matter of ceremony. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
I'm gonna get sideways with you, Governor. Where's the statue going? Because you're feeling a little bit like a dictator when you begin to spend money. Unless you pocket it, you come out of your own pocket to put up those braces before a vote was taken.
Right.
We're gonna get sideways.
But I wonder who did. Could it have been the commission? You can do a roll call vote over the phone and say, how are you going to vote? How are you going to vote? How are you going to vote? And then they can say, yeah, this is the way it's going to go. But they wouldn't have taken that step if they knew the statue wasn't moving, is my point. So it is going. Now, when it will go, I don't know. But Christian McDaniel from Taylor Mill, he's a Republican, and says he would pre-file legislation. There's the photo if you're watching where they've already put the jacks underneath it so that the floor is from above is protected, it doesn't collapse and cave in. Chris McDaniel is talking about the rotunda being a place of honor. And he was suggesting he was going to file legislation for the 2021 session that removes the statue, but then he would replace that statue with one honoring Carl Brashear, who's from Hardin County. He's a native, overcame racism, illiteracy, poverty, physical disability, and substance abuse. He became Master Chief Petty Officer and the first African-American U.S. Navy Master Diver. He was featured in the movie Men of Honor, starring Cuba Gooding Jr., right? Didn't he play in that role?
I've not seen that.
He passed away in 2006.
Wow.
And he has recently had a naval ship named for him. So I'd just like to cause a quick pause. Segment's getting long, and I really try and keep it as light as possible on Fridays. But I completely admire, respect, and appreciate Mr. Brashear, his service, his background. We have to be careful about swapping one statue for another. As I've been trying to say for 2 weeks, there's no one truly deserving of that statue other than one person. And many of you wouldn't let us put that statue in the rotunda. So just because we're removing one doesn't mean we should feel obligated to backfill it with something, because no one is truly worthy of being placed on that pedestal. And no one is perfect. So just because just because you feel Jefferson Davis had wrongdoings, he was on the wrong side of history, and he doesn't belong in the rotunda. I'm fine with that school of thought. But you won't find anyone who doesn't have something that people would say, "Ooh, that's wrong. They shouldn't have done that." We're all sinners and all fall short of the glory of God. So I just think we shouldn't rush. If we want to put another statue there in the future, people decide, okay, this is worthy, and it happens to be him, I'm fine with that. Just this swapping, right? This trying to flip it around and go, oh, well, he's out, but congratulations, you're in. I'm just not sure.
I think, here's someone asked me this week, to what end do we stop removing things? And I said, government buildings, government entities, government-owned places, when we fly flags or we raise up statues, we have a mission statement. Every organization has a mission statement. It's their ideology. Ours is our Constitution. So if we prop up anything that goes against the Constitution, then it's oxymoronic. I, as a Christian, am not a fan of having graven images or things propped up as idols. I would love to see Jesus in there, but I understand that the Constitution says you have a right to all religion. So that would offend people who are Muslim or who are atheist. I would get that, and you would fight me to have that statue removed. I totally get it. Mm-hmm. So that's to what end for me is when the thing that we're bringing honor to goes against the ideology of the Constitution. So I'm like you. Let's slow down.
Yeah, let's not rush. The building is not going to be out of balance and flip over if we don't put something of a counterweight in that spot.
They put up.
That's right. Just take a little while, and if we want to do that, in 6 months, do it to it. Just don't. Let's roll this one out. Okay, let's roll this one in, and it's obviously practically not going to happen like that.
I just feel like we're I don't know.
Moderna is on track for a large COVID-19 vaccine test in July. 30,000 volunteers, 15,000. I don't know if it's 15,000, but some of them are going to get dummy shots. Some of them are going to get real shots.
Moderna?
Moderna, the company,
Oh,
Moderna. Would you volunteer to take the vaccine?
I volunteered to have the test. And I lost a little bit of my soul that day.
So somebody else is on that duty.
I wasn't sure my insurance would pay, so I'm like,
Louisville bans no knocks after Breonna Taylor's death. A Litchfield man dies after falling from a moving vehicle near Beaver Dam. 4 fatal overdoses in Breckinridge County over the last month. Kentucky education officials, health experts will discuss how to safely reopen schools today. An audit of the Adair County jail says $100,000 for jail inmates didn't reach commissary funds like it was supposed to do. And in Florida, an Ocala man was jailed Saturday night after being accused of attempting to punch vehicles as they drove past him. Law enforcement located 44-year-old Michael Allen Utterback, who was standing in the middle of a nearby road. When deputies approached him, Utterback became aggressive, refused to give his name, and resisted arrest.
He obviously has not watched Diamond Dave. You can't be ninja in cars that are in drive.
His dog was on the porch and said, I've been telling him, if he keeps chasing cars, he's going to get hit. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. You're on In the Know.
If you're the average person, you only think about income taxes from January to April. But the choices you make 12 months a year have a big impact on your tax return preparation and even your refund. Making adjustments to your financial matters during tax filing season is like trying to lose weight during a routine doctor visit. The certified public accounting firm of Buckles, Travis & Hart work year-round to advise clients on important financial decisions so that during tax filing season, you're carrying a lot less stress and worry. Join the Peace of Mind team with Buckles, Travis & Hart, 270-259-5604. Or GraysonCPAs.com.
Expert care, high technology, hometown kindness. That's Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Here's Dr. Gregory Koo on integrative healthcare.
Integrative is basically you mix holistic medicine with modern medicine. I was the director of this holistic integrative center, but I did acupuncture, and I did that my entire career alongside of family medicine, and the results are just unbelievable.
To schedule an appointment with Dr. Koo, call 270-879-3711. Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Your home, your health.
Hello, I'm Kevin Henderson, Grayson County Judge Executive. You don't need to be an inventor, a scientist, or a judge executive to shape the future of your community. You just need to be someone who cares about your community. By being counted in the 2020 census, you will help inform funding for local school programs, emergency services, and roads in our community. We all count. Shape your future. Start here. Visit 2020census.gov.
Blake Stinson is the general manager at AutoSmart on South Main Street in Litchfield. Good morning, Blake. How are you?
I'm good, man. Enjoying this beautiful weather. How about you guys?
It has been a wonderful week. Well, the latter half of the week has been very pleasant, and it's going to be an even better weekend for shopping. What's going on at the dealership we need to know about?
Well, we've got a lot of new nice inventory. As if you drive by and tell, we've got a 2015 Chevy Impala. It's a LTZ, fully loaded, one owner, only 27,000 miles. Got it on sale, price well below book at $17,780. So come check it out.
Inventory levels coming back online. They're getting healthy again, so to speak.
Yes, sir.
And tomorrow would be a perfect day for a test drive.
Yes, sir. And I even got a 2014 Camry, brand new tires for only $89.95. So come check that out.
All right, we'll stop and see you this afternoon and tomorrow, 270-287-0278. And where can we shop online?
It's Autosmart1.com.
Thanks, Blake. We'll talk to you again very soon. That's Blake Stinson. He's the general manager at AutoSmart on South Main Street in Litchfield.
Snapchat is getting another facelift. A new navigation bar moves front and center, allowing users to access Snap Map and Snap Originals in just one tap. Maps, now in addition to showing you where your friends are, will tell you about places, which makes it easier to find local businesses and other locations, as well as any user-submitted snaps associated with them. Snapchat is also adding a Happening Now banner that offers a curated selection of stories at the top of the Discover tab. Facebook really doesn't want you to leave their realm. TechCrunch says the social network is testing a new search feature that displays information for topics like public figures, places, movies, and TV shows, and instead of being directed out of the platform, the results will be displayed in a side panel next to the search results. Adobe is jumping into the selfie game, the software company debuting a Photoshop camera app that they say brings Insta-worthy lenses and camera effects to your phone. Tech Report, Larry Olson.
Today is Automotive Service Professionals Day. So, grease monkeys?
Love my grease monkey coworkers in the past.
Do shade tree mechanics count? You have to be a professional. So if you just work under a shade tree on your car, that you're not a professional. You're an amateur.
I don't know.
So these are for the people that are working in the service shop.
I was never given the graft and the level of
Gotcha.
Authority.
It's also Jerky Day today, the annual observance celebrating the rich history, immense popularity, and nutritional benefits of dried meat snacks. It's Peanut Butter Cookie Day today, and it's Superman Day today.
Oh, I don't have on my uniform. I'm just going to rip off the shirt.
Rats.
Right?
Created in 1933 by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster.
The best part
in
of
the sky?
Superman is the phone booth.
It's a bird.
Right.
It's a plane.
So now that we don't have phone booths, do we not have Superman anymore? Did I take your point to ponder?
No, you didn't take it, but that's a good one. Yeah, what does Clark Kent use now that there are no phone booths? Very interesting. What else? Tomorrow, push ahead to Sunday. Sunday is Flag Day, and it's also Bourbon Day for whatever reason on Sunday. So
Kentucky to you.
Flag Day and Bourbon Day. Did I mention it's Peanut Butter Cookie Day today?
I'm so happy about that.
I did. I couldn't remember if I said that one or not because I was in such a hurry to get to Superman Day.
I heard dried meat too.
Today.
I'm like, beef
Yes,
jerky and
jerky.
peanut butter cookie to you.
In an effort to suppress misinformation and knee-jerk retweets, Twitter is testing a new feature that would ask users whether they've actually read the content they're about to share.
We've been saying this. You have to test out.
I love this. The
Love
new
it.
function has already been added to some Android devices. I really believe you should. It is so clear how many people comment on something, and it is immediately obvious they took no time to read it.
Yeah.
So
you
ask a
should-
question that the answer is in the first paragraph.
So I think Facebook should do this when you are sharing an article, a news article or something. You won't be able to share it unless you've clicked and gone to the original website. That would block a lot of bad sharing of misinformation.
Not a bad idea.
It's the best idea.
My friends at Kitakate
Oh, Japanese.
are coming out with a limited edition flavor. It is apple pie.
Listen, the Japanese and their kitakates.
Apple pie Kit Kat.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It can go either way.
Yeah.
It might be wonderful and it might be terrible. You just don't know until you get into
Where is
it.
the chocolate in it? Is
Yeah.
it the crust?
Is that white chocolate wrapped around it?
It looks like
dipped
it's a
in it?
lighter colored chocolate on the outside of it, the apple
okay.
pie.
Oh, so it's actually in the middle. Yeah, I don't.
As we learned though in the last couple of years, the Japanese have all different
Yeah, they have
flavors. They have
tons of
wasabi.
flavors.
The Kitakate in Japan isn't necessarily sweet.
No, it's a life source.
They have
There's meals. The package is a meal in
whole
itself.
meals is a Kitakate.
Here's your hors d'oeuvre kitakate. Here's your dinner kitakate. And here's your dessert kitakate.
Everybody likes horse duvers kitakate.
Yes!
You got them. Without a doubt. So it looks okay, but I'm going to reserve judgment until I get into one.
Yeah, I don't eat sweets, so there is nothing about that is appealing to me.
Does the Pringles company own the Kit Kat company? Because they seem to be the two that really come out with lots of flavors constantly.
They probably just have the same marketing firm.
Or the same creative
there's
team.
that.
Yeah, same
right?
creative team.
Yeah.
So have you, Misty, when was the last time you had an Arby's bag in your hand?
Probably the last time she and I went to Louisville.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
been that
no.
long?
You've had Arby's since then.
Really?
No, it's been
Okay.
No,
you have.
I have.
Yes.
I went to Louisville to pick up a friend
So it's all running together.
You got
January.
No, that was Chick-fil-A.
Okay, so listen, it's irrelevant to the conversation.
All right.
The bag on the bottom, someone has noticed, the Arby's bag says that the bag can hold 25 pounds. So when you say some of those sandwiches at Arby's look like they weigh 5 pounds, at least in the picture.
Yeah, I use them to lift weights before I eat.
You do curls?
Yeah.
The company says, see, we have the meats.
I love it.
25 pounds, so people decided
Wow.
to test it to see if it would hold
Did
25 pounds.
So they put the dumbbell in. Oh, that's 20.
It says 25 pounds or 1 to 5 items. Okay, so
I
they
like
put
it.
20 pounds in there and it worked.
So, like, how many beef and cheddars would that be?
I don't know, but I immediately had a math lesson and decided you could put 100 McDonald's quarter pounders in there.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the beef and cheddar.
But what I'm curious about is, so the McDonald's is the pre-cooked weight of the quarter pounder. So when you net cook a quarter pounder down and include the bun, what does it weigh in total? And could you actually put, I mean, you couldn't physically fit 100 quarter pounders in that sack, but weight-wise, it should work.
True.
25 pounds, quarter pounder, hello. It should be that easy. Stuff's getting real, ladies. The Rona may have killed Charles E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese approaches bankruptcy and could have to close all stores.
I knew when they told us animals could get it that Chucky would be in danger.
I'm so sad. Said no mom ever.
Oh, but
Please.
that's the only place you can go play skee ball.
But
I love skee ball.
it's not the only.
No.
It's
There's
the
another.
only place where.
No.
Panama City Beach.
I'm not going to PC.
Next
Dave
to
and
the batting
Buster's.
cages.
No.
Yeah, Dave and Buster's. You can do it at Dave and Buster's if you can even go there. It may get Dave and Buster's too. I don't know. The Rona may get everybody. I don't know.
Dave, Buster, take shelter.
But I want to know, when will the auction be for the ball pits?
Yep.
Having your own sanitized ball pit in your home could be fun.
I'm more interested in the mouse costume.
Okay.
And I want the skee ball thing.
All right. I'm just saying, keep your eye out for the auctions.
We're
that
coming
might-
for you, Warren County, Chuck E. Cheese.
Just go out there and sit. Absolutely.
We're going to go ahead and camp out and wait for this auction.
The brand behind the food and games establishment, CEC Entertainment, Charles E. Cheese, is nearly $1 billion in debt.
That'd be rough.
$1 billion.
Billion with a, that's a billion with a B.
And how old is he? Does it say?
I don't know
he's
how long
like
Charles E. Cheese has been around.
65 or something.
Been a long time.
I mean, I think in the 80s, the 85, 86 is when he was
weren't
introduced.
they an original tenant at Greenwood Mall,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
or were they a later ad? I can't
No, I
remember.
think they were pretty original.
I think it was
Yeah.
pretty original.
And in our only the headline will do segment for this week, I don't know how many times.
Twitter's not going to let you do this much longer.
Yeah. Polk, Nebraska. The Polk, Nebraska sheriff is looking for a man wearing a utility belt, bra, and carrying a long knife.
I'm so glad he put his bra on.
Can't go around without your bra.
I have so many things.
So
Who forgot to talk about his Crocs? Are those Crocs?
Oh,
Or
my.
are those tennis shoes?
they're tennis shoes,
Okay, all right.
Skechers or something.
That is something.
Skechers for sketchy. But yeah, a man wearing, imagine getting the call if you're the dispatcher. We're on the lookout for a man wearing a utility belt, a bra, and carrying a long knife, and nothing but a smile.
Yeah, I wonder if the bra's net is needed or if it's utilitarian, like it's just extra pockets. Like
You got
Storage.
more
Need a pocket?
stuff.
Yeah.
It's storage.
Like in there.
Yeah.
We got to get to a break. We'll come back. The water cooler question is on the way from In the Know.
Core-Mark Kentucky Division is hiring second shift full case selectors to work in their Litchfield warehouse.
If you have a solid work history, can work 4 10-hour shifts, and would like an awesome benefit package with immediate paid holidays, sick time, and paid vacation during your first year, you can make up to $15 per hour in your first 90 days. If you are able to pass a physical, drug test, and background check, go to careers.coremark.com. Coremark is the power of one, strengthened by all. An equal opportunity employer. careers.coremark.com.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Let's face it, when it comes to buying new appliances and electronics, there are so many options, it can be overwhelming. At KU, we're empowering you to save by helping you choose the most efficient models out there. That's why we've launched our online marketplace. Filled with more than 10,000 options, the marketplace not only guides you to the products that save you the most energy, but also links directly to retailers who can save you the most money. Compare, shop, and save at lge-ku.com/marketplace.
Swarm season. It's here. Will bug problems drive you crazy this year? Litchfield Exterminating are reversal experts. In other words, we drive bugs crazy. Via Bugology Hypnology, we create tiny pest zombies. Just call us Litchfield Hypnobugologists. Say it 5 times and all your problems will still be there. Since zombie bugs aren't in demand, call the #1 service in South Central Kentucky, Litchfield Exterminating.
Call Litchfield Exterminating 259-6285.
The federal government provides $150 billion a year to make higher education possible for anyone. Completing the free application for federal student aid, known as the FAFSA, is the first step to getting your share. But an estimated $40 million in financial aid is left on the table each year by Kentucky students. Don't let that happen to you.
Fill out the new and improved FAFSA today. Visit knowhowtogoky.org and join the conversation on Twitter, #KnowHowToPayKY. This message is brought to you by the Pritchard Committee Student Voice Team and the Council on Post-Secondary Education.
Before I stepped foot on campus, I thought I had to fit in, conform, be like everyone else. But then I found a powerful community, inspiring me to be me, seeking opportunities I never knew existed, like working with Apple to develop an app to help future students succeed. I'm Asari Nkansa, and my journey at the University of Kentucky is making my dream of helping others wildly possible. Find your possible at uky.edu.
This is Governor Andy Beshear. The coronavirus has affected every one of us differently. The good news is help is available right now. Whether it's food or healthcare, we're here and standing by you to get you what you need. Log on to benefine.ky.gov or call 1-855-306-8959. The process is quick, simple, and you'll soon have the assistance that you deserve. So don't wait. Go online or call today and let us help you.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good Friday so far. It's beautiful out there. Plenty of sunshine. It's going to be a warm afternoon, though. High temperature of about 88, but the humidity will still be kept in check, which is good. Tonight we'll drop down to about 60 for a low. A few clouds around possibly again tomorrow, but most areas will be into the sun zone with some 80s. Maybe a brief shower early Sunday. On the way for the Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Brian Good.
The K105 105 Days of Summer.
Summer.
Brought to you by Future Designs on the Twin Lakes Best Mix. K105.
Did you know? Studies show that it's usually the most talkative spouse who gets his or her way.
When it comes to TV?
I know.
Is that what it said?
I think
Start
it's
over
general,
again.
I think it's global.
Start with the beginning sentence again.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's global. What?
Start with the beginning sentence again.
Studies show that it's usually the most talkative spouse who gets his or her way.
I'm the most talkative, but I don't know that.
Do you think I'm the most talkative?
No.
Right?
You think you're the most talkative?
No, I'm asking him.
Oh, professionally, I'm certainly the most talkative.
At home?
I don't know.
Professionally.
I don't know. Professionally, I certainly am. But I don't know. I don't.
I mean, I really think we're 27 years into being together, 24 of that married. We just have one way. Like, it's just our way.
The way.
It's just, yeah. So, like, what we just decided to do, like, I live upstairs, he lives downstairs. We text, we, like that kind of, because he watches his TV shows, I watch mine. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
He's going to be watching golf this weekend, too, by the way. Here's today's water cooler. I didn't say I was going to be watching golf. I predicted that Jason would be. Here's today's water but I am going to be watching golf.
Yeah, I know.
Here's today's
That's why I said.
but I was being clear about what I said. Today's water cooler question. Your chance to win Holiday World and Splash and Safari tickets. Make sure you go to holidayworld.com before you set sail on your voyage to Santa Claus, Indiana. Make sure you know all of the particulars. You call 270-259-6000 to get a chance to correctly answer this. Believe it or not, 1% of people say they have put this on their cereal in the morning. 1 in 100 people say they have put this on their cereal in the morning. 270-259-6000. 1 in 100 people have put this on their breakfast cereal. 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. Lady Antebellum, no more.
Why? I love them.
Oh, no, not that. They've changed their name. It's not. So, because of everything that is going on, he'll explain it better, but...
Yeah, but I love it that you use the phrase, because of everything that's going on. See? It's easy.
Well,
it's
so
helpful.
Antebellum, it goes back to years ago that... you could say included slavery and that type of thing. So they're just now Lady A. You can sum it up better.
Oh, no, I mean, I was just kind of letting that simmer because that's the real issue is I have been begging people to be, it's not my phrase, I don't like the phrase, but I have been begging people in essence to be woke all week. And I guess this is an attempt on their part. They even say that it's to be, they didn't specifically say woke, but to be sensitive, to be aware, to make the change.
So antebellum is...
Antebellum technically is only a word that means pre-war, and it can be any war. But in the South, antebellum homes generally define when homes were built prior to the Civil War.
And it's my understanding that one of the first times that they got together, they were in one of those homes.
They did a photo shoot
Yes.
for one of their times together, and they came up with the name Lady Antebellum. Okay, so, but to be clear,
I did not know that.
I am for people modifying where they need to modify. I've been begging people to just look inside, take care of yourself, and first, and then everybody else. If we all do that, then we're in good shape. But and so I'm not knocking their move. But they were already called Lady A. People were just, I'm a Lady A fan. So I don't know how much of a sacrifice it was.
I think, but for me, it's a good educational process. I've never heard that in my life about antebellum. I thought it was just an old female name, like a grandmother name they pulled up.
I've never once heard the word antebellum and thought that it was somehow could be insensitive.
No, but I appreciate the education and the fact that they say, hey, we are in this time.
We support.
Yeah. Right. Again, I'm not knocking it. It's just one of those, it just kind of go, what if no one had ever called you Lady A before? Like, what if you weren't already abbreviating that with your fans? Would you be as quick to make the change? I don't know. It's, again, just going on those things we're looking at. Misty, pick a number between 1 and 6.
5.
5 it is. Ken gets the first shot. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Answer this question for me. 1 in 100 people say they have put this on their cereal in the morning. What is it?
Almond milk.
Almond milk is higher than 1 in 100. I'm almost certain. Let's go to Debbie. What's your guess, Debbie?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter is
That's a good answer.
probably higher than 1 in 100.
Yum, that's a good thought.
Good morning, Connie. What is your guess?
Good morning. I say orange juice.
Orange juice
said
is.
that too.
So, Connie, do you think it would be by accident or on purpose?
On purpose.
On purpose, it is neither. Sorry, Connie.
I said
Keep
juice.
trying. You said juice.
Juice.
I thought it might have been one of those. You thought you were pouring milk
Yeah.
and you accidentally poured
Yeah.
the OJ. Jonathan, what's your guess?
Ketchup.
Ketchup
Oh,
is
I hope
correct, Amundo.
What? Stop
Are you
it.
all
He's
kidding
not.
me?
1 in 100 people say they have put ketchup on their breakfast
Jonathan,
cereal.
do you do this?
No, ma'am.
Thank
Okay,
you,
good.
Jonathan.
At least you got some sense, Jonathan. We can't send people with no
Who
sense to
does
Holiday
that?
World. Hang on. We're going to get some information from you. Princess Tiana is going to get some information from you. Hold on.
That's disgusting.
That's gross.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. You wouldn't try it?
No way.
Sounds pretty gross. With milk.
Well, so my thing was water because you ran out of milk,
Yeah.
Sure.
gotta have
That's
something.
higher than 1 in 100.
Coke, or soda because, again, you don't have
I
any
said
milk.
salt. You know, some people like the sweet salty thing.
Here's
I
a
can see
good one. Here would be a good one. Rice Krispies
Okay.
with milk topped with Pop Rocks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine what a
Yeah.
sparkly
Yeah,
breakfast
like, no,
cereal
that's
that
the
would
4th
be.
of July.
That is the 4th
That
of
is the
July
4th of July.
breakfast.
That's how the Statue of Liberty lets off fireworks. It's not a powder keg
A
anymore.
light bulb just went off above Dennis Cook's head.
Yes.
Just went,
Oh, Lord help us.
I know, exactly. I knew
He's
it.
at the store right now buying Pop Rocks.
Right?
He's doing supermarket sweep. All the Rice Krispies.
All the Pop Rocks.
I have some in
Hold
my
the
car,
ketchup.
Dennis. You don't have to buy a lot.
Absolutely. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got Chart Toppers, Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom, Weekend TV schedule, and more coming up here on In the Know.
Hey, Mom and Dad, today I've got a tip that'll help motivate your kids to do their best. Be their cheerleader. Affirmation beats out criticism and negativity any day. And there's just one catch. Be careful you're cheering for the right things. In football, cheerleaders don't scream for the defense when the offense is on the field, and they don't cheer for victory when their team is seconds away from certain defeat. Cheerleaders motivate their team by cheering for the right things at the right times. And that's how you cheer for your kids too, by focusing your encouragement on who they can realistically become with some grit and determination. Maybe your child won't thrive in sports. They may be better suited for activities like playing an instrument or dance or art. Or maybe their academic ability isn't as strong in math and science as it is in history or composition. Take that into consideration at report card time. Requiring excellence from a child who isn't gifted in an area is like asking them to grow a foot taller or to become an introvert or an extrovert. You just can't make that change. You want your children to work hard in every area of their lives, of course, but you won't motivate them to strive for their potential by expecting the impossible. Build your child's competence by helping them discover their natural gifts and talents. Then cheer them on to be the very best they can be. To help your children thrive, go to FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
With the Sicilian Bank's person-to-person payments, you won't need to worry about having cash to split the bill or remembering to write your friend that check. Using the Sicilian Bank's online banking or mobile banking app, you can conveniently transfer money from your checking account to someone else's in just a few simple steps. For more information about the Sicilian Bank's person-to-person payments, visit thesicilianbank.com. Call or stop by one of our locations today. The Sicilian Bank, made better just for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your friends at Kentucky 811 want you to know that due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are experiencing very long hold times when you call 811. Avoid the wait and click before you dig. 811now.com is the faster way to submit an 811 request. Simply visit 811now.com, fill in the online form, and wait 2 full business days for your utilities to be located. Know what's below before you dig. This message brought to you by Kentucky 811.
It's live entertainment in a new way again this Saturday night at the Lincoln Jamboree in Hodgenville. The show will be held outside and will kick off at 8 p.m. with national award-winning Loretta Lynn impersonator Emily Portman. Greg Tate, they can impersonate everyone from Willie Nelson to Don Williams, John Anderson to John Conley, and George Strait to Garth Brooks. Plus the sweethearts of the Jamboree, Camille, Jeannie, Jessica, and Debbie, along with Jay Henderson and all of Joel Ray's Jamboree gang. Parking can begin at 6 p.m. and there's a $10 suggested donation fee per person or $15 per carload. And starting this week, you can bring lawn chairs and sit in front of your vehicles, but social distancing will be enforced. Concessions will be available, and ice cream from the Sweet Shop will also be on site. The show must go on, and it will, this Saturday night at 8 o'clock at Joel Ray Sproul's Lincoln Jamboree in historic Hodgenville. Wow, what an outside drive-in show. In case of rain, the event will be postponed.
If you're a student entering a community college or university, check this out. You can save money in college tuition by finishing your degree on time. Just earn 15 credit hours each semester or 30 a year. Do the math. The longer you stay, the more you pay for a college degree. Talk to your advisor and make a plan. Take 15 to finish on time. Get in, get out, get going. Visit knowhowtogoky.org.
This message is sponsored by knowhowtogoky.org.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. What would your WWE wrestling walk-on music be?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me my name.
No, you know, like when the lasers go off and the fireworks and the cameras cut to the screen and you're standing at the top of the ramp, what song is playing?
Oh, gosh.
I think y'all keep mine. My intro.
Just going to keep a Snoop Dogg?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, got it.
Do you have yours?
No, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Right Said Fred, I'm too sexy, but that's too easy.
Oh, that's too obvious. That's too obvious.
I probably need to come up with another one because that one, everybody would go, of course he would pick that one. It makes perfect sense.
We were already singing that.
Sure. I mean, but
give us something new to sing.
So I don't know.
I like Will Smith's Party Starter.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go edgy. You know, something powerful.
I do, like Iron Man.
Or do I want to do something?
Like,
well, the real Slim Shady, please stand up.
I'm going to pick.
With that, right?
Maybe Mambo number 4. I mean, everybody knows Mambo number 5.
Yeah.
But I was thinking something, change it up. Go to Mambo number 4.
That's a little weird.
That's interesting.
Macarena. Coming down the ramp. That seems about. That would be about my wrestling style.
Yeah, I think I'm
on the WWE.
Stick with Black Sabbath's Iron Man. I like the beginning of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my intro music.
Oh, so I have to. I don't want to skip out on this. By the way, Kelly Clarkson and Brandon are Splitsville. They're splitting the canned goods.
That's bad. Aww. So who gets Reba?
That is, yeah, it's a good question. I guess Brandon does because
not necessarily. I think Reba likes Kelly more.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, they're kindred spirits, right?
Yeah, maybe. You all heard, by the way, I'll tell you all after the show, but David Chase apparently revealed the true ending of The Sopranos, the way it was intended. He was part of a round table. So
I don't remember how it ended.
Only if you want to know. Don't Stop Believing. They're at the diner, gathered around a basket of onion rings.
Yeah.
And so
I just recently,
you just
2 months ago,
I'm gonna have to watch that again. It's been years.
Binge watched.
So you all know that Chrissy Teigen's been doing a little remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
She remodeled the upstairs.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know she had a kitchen supply line.
From her during her modeling career, she retrofit the upstairs, and then after her modeling career, she decided to downsize.
Okay.
And go back to something a little more functional instead of such a spacious.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the couch is too big.
Living area. But she got the procedure went well. I mean, the renovation went well.
Yep.
According to her contractors.
Yep.
But she did get a neat little note from her daughter, who is Luna. She's 4. So if you're watching, and I'll go ahead and. So have you all read it? So they told what mom is happening. So the note says, it's a 4-year-old Luna. It says, have fun pulling your boobs out. Love, Luna.
Bad boobies.
So.
That is so great. Gotta love kids.
Right?
Luna's 5?
Yeah, 4.
4?
Have fun.
Have fun.
She leads with, have fun.
Pulling.
Right. Today's. Sure.
Boobs out.
No, I'm not saying she hasn't previously had some fun. But in this particular instance, the retrofit, probably not fun. Couldn't say. Don't know. I don't have a history, so I don't know. Today's highlight in history, this date in 1994. Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman were found dead this date in 1994. Wow. 1942, Anne Frank got a diary for her 13th birthday.
Wow.
President Reagan, in a visit to a divided German city of Berlin this date in 1907, uttered that famous phrase, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And there's a piece of that at City Hall.
Yes, and 2004, 16 years ago, President Reagan was buried in Simi Valley, California. In the St. Louis Blues won their first Stanley Cup a year ago today. Birthdays, Marv Albert is 79, Finesse Mitchell is 48, Robin is 41, Dave Franco is 35. Gone but not forgotten, President George H.W. Bush, born this date in 1924. I mentioned Anne Frank, born this date in 1929. Jim Nabors, born this date in 1930. Jim Nabors is such an anomaly because, all that surprise, 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 and golly, and all that. And then when he would sing on one of those shows, it was just so not believable.
Right.
You either can't sing like that, or, clearly you can't, or you're playing a character who is dumb. It was just weird that he didn't modify his singing at all. Uh-huh. He'd bust into some opera song.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of like the first time that they saw Susan Boyle sing.
A little like that. Mm-hmm. Golly. And then,
they all
back home again in Indiana.
You sound not like him at all.
Mm-hmm.
so
I heard that a time or two at the Indy 500.
So close yet so far away.
This date in 1944. The King Cole Trio, Straighten Up,
a buzzer took a monkey for a
Fly
ride
Right
in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw the monkey off his back. The monkey grabbed his neck and said, now listen, Jack, straighten up and fly right.
Good advice.
Wow.
Straighten up.
So I had no idea there was a song that said that, but I've been told that since I was a child. Straighten up and fly right.
Straighten up and fly right.
I'm not kidding.
I believe we all have been told. Some of us more frequently than others. 1953.
Chains from my heart and set me free.
Hank Williams. Take these chains.
We did have a request from a gentleman working on phone lines recently, ask us to play some Hank Sr. So this is us fulfilling your request.
Mm-hmm.
All my faith in you is.
Please deposit 17 more cents to get more of the song. It's a language he should understand if he's working on phone lines.
Yeah. Goes in the CD slot.
Please deposit 52 more cents.
Take these.
So my new car doesn't have a CD player.
I don't have a CD player in my truck.
I don't know what to do with all the CDs that I want to listen to.
Mm-hmm. How about Diamond Throwing Ninja Stars? Just sharpen the edges on them.
I'm a little distraught when I think
Ray Charles, I Can't Stop Loving You.
I've made up my mind.
1962. What about coasters on your end tables?
Yeah. I really just want to listen to them. And I don't want to take the time to upload them to my iTunes
You can buy
library.
a Sony Walkman at Olson's Mercantile. The CD variety.
I'm about to have to put them in the graveyard with my cassette tapes from high school, and I'm really kind of sad. I'm very sad, actually.
I'd like to see what you have.
Well, it's a lot of Mercy Me, and it's a lot of Christian music, but there are some that I made back in the day, like a mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could.
Does Buick have the hard drive in it where you can load CD, where it rips to the hard drive and just stays in the car? The Pilot does. So
maybe
you can put data CDs in there and put your library. It just stays there. That's probably better. That's probably more appropriate discussion for when we're not doing a show, would be, I guess, since it's really irrelevant to everyone else. It's Too Late, Carole King, 1971. This song and I are the same age. What, stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time? Yes.
I can get on board with that theory. That ideology would serve me well.
It's usually my go-to move. 1980, Lips, Inc. and Funky Town. Talk about gotta know all. Let's go to 1989. Clint Black, A Better Man. Why did your shoulders drop?
Because every time you get to the late 80s, I'm waiting for like a great hair band. In the last 2 days, it's been a country singer.
Yeah.
Okay, but 1989, Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings.
No, thank you.
New Kids on the Block, I'll Be Loving You Forever.
No, thank you.
Bobby Brown, Every Little Step.
That's not bad.
But that's usually my go-to.
That's my vote.
Yeah, I would have gone with New Kids on the Block. Just saying.
98 was Janet Jackson, I Get Lonely. Justin Timberlake, Summer Love in 2007. And then 9 years later, Justin Timberlake again at the top of the charts with Can't Stop the Feeling. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. You ready? Some people say that Friday is the end of the week. But for some, it's only the beginning. Some people say that Friday is the end of the week, but for some, it's only the beginning. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA. 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.